Hey guys, and welcome back to yet another reaction video. Yeah. Um, Today we're back with part 2 of the Banshee Forest. I mean, if I remember correctly, I did mention in like the first part that the time that I uploaded or finished recording part 1, they published part 2, so yeah. Let's press play and see what's gonna happen, shall we? All I can remember is that they're fucked.
Post
So
2, it
royally
appeared,
fucked.
was under siege. The two boys, frozen with fear, waited in silence, the tortuous minutes seeming like days. Broken only by the movement and the sound of the banshees outside, infinitely compounding their fear. The noises were now coming from all around. They were everywhere. The front, the back, and the ceiling above. "What do you want?" one of the boys screamed.
You, the banshees replied. You didn't ask permission to enter. You didn't ask permission before killing one of the forest children. We are deeply disturbed by this.
The boys, having never felt so helpless and afraid, replied with, "We didn't know. Please forgive us. We didn't know."
You did, actually.
The banshees shrieked back,
You were warned. You'll now suffer for your carelessness and your lies.
The door began to be beaten again. The heavy,
fair,
solid wooden
did
table
know
inside post 2 began to shake. One of the boys dropped his flashlight, and his body quickly became overwhelmed with the banshee's demonic-like possession. The other could only watch on in terror as his friend's eyes rolled back up into his head, his fingers bent back and broken, and his body was slowly
That
lifted
reminds
up
me of
into the air,
First
where
part
his
of the
spine
Grudge
was
3,
snapped like a twig,
which I
and his
actually watched
paralyzed
recently.
body discarded back to the floor like an old sack. The other boy knelt down to help him. He was gone, and he knew that he would be next. "Stop! Please, God, help me!" he screamed. Then, as quickly as the disturbance began, it stopped. The silence consumed him as he took a deep breath and braced himself. He knew he still wasn't safe. The window exploded. The door burst open. And between the flashes of lightning, the silhouette of a banshee came closer into view. "Oh God! Oh God!" the boy screamed. The banshee reached out, opened her eyes and floated closer and closer to the boy. And when she was face to face with him, said,
Scream for your God all you want. There's no God here.
and the horrific torture continued until
And we
dawn.
don't get to see it because why? Oh right,
As
YouTube.
daylight broke across the mountainside,
Would be too
an old
much
woodsman
fun for
who had
YouTube.
set off from the base that morning was passing by post 2 and noticed that it had been heavily vandalized. Upon
he
further
found
investigation, he found the two boys laying unconscious on the cold concrete floor. One of them slowly came to and struggled to speak, only managing to get out, "Sir, please help us," before passing out again. The woodsman called for help, and the boys were carried to the local hospital.
One dead, or both.
A group of villagers
I'm
had
hoping
gathered
both.
around the boys, and they all stood in silence as one of them eventually came around. The boy opened his eyes to see a man looking down on him. Where are we?" the boy croaked. "You're at the village hospital." "You're completely fine," the man replied. "You both look like you went through a lot last night. Your friend is a little worse off, a little battered and bruised, but he'll be okay. So tell me, Just what happened to the both of you out at post 2? The boy, now sitting up in bed, tried to recollect what he could about the horrific nightmare they had just lived through. After patiently listening to the boy go through the
They're
series
gonna
of
kill
events,
him, aren't they? They're
the
gonna
villager
kill him, aren't
spoke.
they?
You boys should have known better. I believe you were warned to ask permission before entering the forest, from the spirits that reside there. Yes, sir. We realize that now. We were wrong, and we were very sorry. I'm so glad that it's over now.
At
The
least
villager's
they learned
unsettling
something.
cold stare made the boy feel uncomfortable. Then he spoke. No, it's not over. The dirt that you stepped in, the smoke from the campfire, and the blood on your hands, it will forever stain you. The smell will never leave you, and will continue to haunt you for the rest of your life.
Okay, that's a bit of a
The boy was stunned,
fucked up doctor.
and the regret he felt made him sick to his stomach. A sudden tap on his shoulder made him look up to see a nurse standing beside his bed.
Who looked like one of the Banshees.
Boys, I brought you your medicine, she said. Oh, and by the way, this is the woodsman who saved the two of you. He found you both passed out in the hut at post 2. He raised the alarm and had you brought to the hospital here. Thank you so much, the boy said haltingly,
They're
a
still
little
gonna
confused
die,
by their
aren't
sudden
they?
appearance. Don't mention it. I'm glad you're now both okay, said the woodsman. By the way, who were you talking to when we came into the room? Your friend's not awake yet, and there's no one else here. Huh? What? Thought the boy, quickly looking around the room and realizing the man was right. His friend was asleep, and other than them, the room was completely empty. Then, he saw them. He saw the spirits that would forever torment him, never to leave him, and forever haunt him for the rest of his life.
Jump scare. Ah, come on. That would have been such predictable, but yet such a good moment for a jump scare. Seriously, if any of you just by chance know like a video like this, like with Nightmare Tales, but with jump scares, feel free to make that make a suggestion for me to react to that video, especially with Halloween coming up. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this video. I did, because actually I am way too much into horror, and I'll see you guys in the next video of whatever I'll be making. So yeah, bye.